Good morning everybody. I'd like to have a little chat today about brushes, particularly the rope brush and the settings required to make it work as you want it to. We'll just fire up Photoshop, that'll be the first thing we've got to do, and we will then start a new document. It doesn't really matter what size it is. We'll say that'll do there, and we'll have a white background on it, and we'll go create, and there it is. We'll just go Control-0 to make it big on the screen, and we'll have a look at our brushes. What we're going to do today is, I've already downloaded the brushes. We'll talk about downloading them on a subsequent video. We'll come down to the bottom here, and I've got here, it's called rope and chain brushes. So we'll have a look at these. We're going to select the first one, which is brush number 1200, I think, brush 1000, sorry, I apologise, brush 1000. And I'll click back on the symbol up here, and now we have this brush. It's too big at the moment, so I'll make it smaller by using the left square bracket. And we'll just draw. Right, now you can see what's happening here is it's drawing, but it's got gaps in it. Now that'd be okay if you're doing something like a curly pipe, you know, those curly pipes that you get. But it's not what we want to do. We want to make it look more like a piece of string, so we're going to make it tighter. The way we can do this is we come along to the little brush symbol at the top there and click on that. And that will open up the brush settings. The first thing we're going to look at is the brush tip shape. That's the first entry there. Down the bottom you'll see spacing, and what we can do is we adjust the spacing in or out. If we bring it right in, the big makes a straight line. If we bring it all the way over the other way, we get something like that. So what we want to do is we want to get it just so it's just together, something like that. And that will do us for now for this exercise. And that says that's about 49%. The spacing that you set will depend entirely, it'll be proportional to the size that you have it. The bigger you have it, the more you've got to bring it in, funny enough. You'll see that. You can just play with it and get it right. What you can do is you move this over a little bit like this, and as you change it, it gives you a bit of screen to work on, so you can say, yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, notice the angle 0. We can change that angle if we want to, but I wouldn't recommend it for string. But anyway, we'll talk about that later also. Now, the next thing we're going to do, I want to make it interesting. I want to make multiple colours in the string, like a bit of wool or something like that, like multicoloured wool. So we come down, we've got shape dynamics set. Well, what's in shape dynamics? There's absolutely nothing in there that's of interest. I can actually turn that off. Shape dynamics, we're not going to use it. We're going to come to dual brush. We'll turn dual brush on. Now, what dual brush does is it allows two brushes to be active. Right, and it'll alternate each brush. And in the dual brush settings, I'll just show it to you, though we don't have to do anything about it. We can select another brush, right? So we can have this brush, and we could also have, say, a square brush, and we'll alternate these two shapes. And the way in which they mix is set in Color Dynamics, which is the next setting. And we're going to use Color Dynamics because Color Dynamics is where we set this here, apply per tip. Make sure apply per tip is on. We now have dual brush set, which means we've got two tips, and we've got Color Dynamics, apply per tip. I'm going to change the colours here so we can see what's going on. I'll make the foreground colour red, and I'll make the background colour blue. That's a nice colour. Ming blue, what is an old bodgy in the old days. Okay, so what we've got here now, you look at the settings, we've got apply per tip. Let's see what's happening here. Right, if you look here, we've got red, and it's gradually, it's an interesting colour mix. Now what happens here is we've got the foreground, background jitter, and what this says, okay, how much am I going to change between the foreground and the background, right over to here, or right over to here, and we get more background, right? So the background is more influenced, that's the green colours. The other way, the foreground is more. I just stuck that bit up then. I'm going to have to start this bit again, I think. The hue jitter, by changing the hue, when the brushes mix, we're changing the hue, we can change the colours that come out. So if we increase the hue, what it does is it gives a wider range of colours. So you've got quite interesting results here. That's from red and green. If we change one of these colours here, if we flip it around this way, we'll get different emphasis. Right, this way the greens are emphasised, the other way the red is emphasised. You can play that way as well. Saturation. Self-explanatory, isn't it? Saturation, you can play with that as well. I would suggest you have it around about where I had it before, about 30% saturation. That gives you a good range of colours. The hue is far too high for me. I just want to have it like that. Maybe a little less. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that would do me. And the saturation, I'll bring it right down to here. And I'm getting quite muted colours now, okay? So by fiddling around with these things, I can change the colours, I can change the rate at which they come. If I click on here, oh, sorry, I've turned off the brush by mistake. That's a good idea, isn't it? I can never find the brush again. There it is here. Right, so I've changed the foreground colour there, all the greens. Play with it. This is how you set it to different colours. So if you've got a situation where you want to put in, say, a brown and a red, or not a brown, suppose two brown tones, you could come down to here, you could slick there maybe, okay, and for the background you could take there, okay. Then what sort of colours we're getting now? We're starting to almost get brown tones, but you can play. I'm not a colour expert by any stretch of the imagination. Once you've got the brush settings exactly how you want it, you've got the option now, you can actually save that brush setting. If you're going to use it in many different jobs, you come up to here. I'll move this back over so we can see what we're doing. Up to this little thing up here, like over niche and blind, click on that. And we've got a new brush preset. Right, so what I can do, click on that. I can say the new brush is called this, Rope 1183. I will call it rope, my rope. Right, my rope. That would be called my rope. All its full settings, all the colour is all in there. Right, so when I use it, the setting would be there. If I wanted the brush size to be captured, I'd turn that on. I suggest you don't, because what it means is that sometimes it comes out really big and you don't want it really big. It's like you be in charge of the size. So when you select that, take whatever size you want. Anyway, I'm going to cancel from that because I don't really want to save it. It's only for a demo, and away we go. Any questions, you know where to contact me. I'm going to get out of this now. I'm going to close this off, file, exit. And the bottom, save the changes, I don't think so. No. And I'm about to go now. That's it, and we'll now turn it off.